Hello, welcome to the Chick-fil-A Classic Tournament, the 11th annual Chick-fil-A Classic Tournament here at Richland Northeast High School in Columbia, South Carolina. Today's consolation bracket pits the Christ School Greenies. Christ School is out of Arden, North Carolina. That's in western North Carolina. Then W.J. Keenan Raiders here in Columbia. The W.J. Keenan Raiders 6-3 overall. They're 0-3 in the tournament. Christ School is 12-3, and they are 0-2 in the tournament. Got a chance to speak with Christ School's head coach earlier, just before the starting lineups being announced here now. And Christ School's head coach David Gaines had a lot of good things to say. This team doesn't have as much depth as they've had in recent years. He says rebounding is the key. And because of their depth issues, they're going to get into their half-court offense a lot. And Coach Gaines is actually an alum of Christ School. It is an all-boys day school. And for Christ, David Gaines, you see his profile here, 15th season at Christ School with a 395-79 overall record. His 350th win was in 2011 on February 24th, and he was Asheville Times Coach of the Year in 2011. So that's Coach David Gaines. You see him there in the slacks and the striped collared shirt, the Christ School Greenies. And for Keenan, W.J. Keenan here in Columbia, they're led by their head coach, Zach Norris. And they come in 6-3 overall. Last season, they finished 23-4 with the region title for the 5th consecutive year. And they have won their region title in 10 of the last 12 years. So head coach Zach Norris has them headed in the right direction. And last year, they lost in the semifinal game, but that was coming off back-to-back state champions for the Keenan Raiders. And each team looking for their first win of the Chick-fil-A Classic Tournament this year. Christ School has won the Chick-fil-A Classic 3 years in a row. They won it 2007, 2008, and 2009. Ready to take the tip for Christ School, number 23. That's Shannon Hale. He's a 6'8" senior forward, and he is signed with Alabama. Ready to take the tip for Keenan. That is LaMarcus Johnson, a 6'4" freshman forward. He played just 3 minutes in the game against Richland Northeast. But against Christ King yesterday, he played 4 minutes and just 1 rebound. Hadn't played a lot this year or even in this tournament, but he's ready to take the tip now. And both teams at half court. Ball is in the air, and winning it there is Shannon Hale, so Christ School will have it first. In between the rings there, that's John Elmore. Elmore, a junior guard. He's 0-3 from the three-point line in this tournament. And driving there, the right-handed scoop doesn't go for Hale, but on the putback, a foul. And picking up the foul is going to be Kendrick Gaithers. So Kendrick Gaithers picks up his first personal and the team's first, and that will send Hale to the free throw line. Hale is 7 of 14 from the line in the tournament in the 2 games, and he misses this one off the backside. Shannon Hale signed with Alabama, so he'll be a Division I player next year. Second free throw is off as well, so he's 0 for 2 at the line, and back the other way is Keenan. With it there at the top of the key, that's LaMarcus Johnson. He's going to defer to Marcus Stroman. Stroman handling the basketball. Stroman is a guy that's committed to USC. He's a 6'2" junior guard, so he'll still have 1 more year left at Keenan, but he's already made a commitment to play for the Gamecocks of South Carolina. Pulling up at the right elbow there, but that one's way off the mark for LaMarcus Johnson, but fighting for the offensive board and getting it on the perimeter. That's Eric Hopkins, but then lost it in the lane, and Keenan's going to get it back, though, so that's Jawan Allen. He's going to kick it into the corner, and that 3-ball rattles in and out on Eric Hopkins. Hopkins is 7 of 18 from the three-point line here in the tournament so far, but that one doesn't go down, and Christ School back on the other end. Christ School finished 32-5 last year, and their program has produced 19 Division I players since 2005. The bucket there is good, and with the bucket there is Alec Winuk. Winuk's name is spelled W-N-U-K, so a silent A in there, and Winuk has his first points of the game, and the first lead for Christ School, and that shot is off the mark. And back in transition, the left-handed scoop is good for John Elmore. So Elmore's got a bucket, and Winuk won as well. So Christ School leading now 4-0. handling the basketball. That's Jawan Allen with the ball. Defense is John Elmore. Christ School in a zone defense here. And out on the perimeter, that's Eric Hopkins with it. Back to the USC commit, Marcus Stroman. Stroman played all 36 minutes in the overtime game against Richland Northeast. They lost that game off a three-pointer from Aaron Scott at the buzzer. And Keenan turns it over here, coming away with a steal on the perimeter. Jalen Allen, and an alley-oop pass. Slam dunk for Shannon Hale. And Hale with his first bucket of the game is a two-hand alley-oop. And Christ School is on top of Keenan now, 6-0 with 13:30 to play. Keenan still looking for their first points. Yeah, they lost that overtime game on Friday to Richland Northeast, 54-55, and that three-point shot came out of the hands of Aaron Scott from the Cavaliers of Richland Northeast, the host school here at the Chick-fil-A Classic Tournament. Aaron Scott, a commitment to Appalachian State, and a pass on the perimeter, lazy pass stolen away by Jalen Allen and taking it all the way to the rack, spins in and out on him with the left hand, but his putback does rattle in good, and Jalen Allen gives Christ School now a 8-0 lead, and Keenan in desperate need of some offense here. They'll kick off. It's a long two, and it's good. Long two for Eric Hopkins. And that will finally put Keenan on the board. But quickly back the other way. And a rebound to put back and a foul on Shannon Hale's bucket. They're looking at the jump shot coming out of Eric Hopkins' release. So the first shot for Keenan. And the first shot for Hopkins as well. So he's 1 of 1 from the floor so far. That last bucket was good for Shannon Hale. And he's now at the line for a three-point play opportunity. Shannon Hale at the line is 7 of 14, and he hits that one as he was 0 for 2. And now he's 1 for 3 here today against Keenan. And that stretches Christ School's lead to 11-2. Left-handed three is no good there from the left wing. That's Eric Hopkins. Rebound over to Christ School up the left side. That's John Elmore. And it's going to be a foul on the floor. So a blocking foul there. That's going to be on Marcus Stroman. That's his first. Marcus Stroman commits his first and team's third. And so Christ School will inbound on the offensive baseline to Winook. And right back to Elmore driving the baseline. Another foul there. Nope, they're going to say he stepped out. So Elmore had his toe on the baseline, and Christ School turns it over without a shot. Up the right side is Marcus Stroman for Keenan, directing traffic. Providing the defense is John Elmore. It's a zone look. No pressure on the perimeter here for the Greenies. And a left-hand catch and shoot three doesn't go from the left corner. And with the rebound there is DJ Harvey, the 6'5". They got him listed as the 8th grader. And Harvey driving and kicking out and then fouled on the floor on the drive. And picking up that foul is going to be
the Keenan foul on number 21, Charles Smith.
That's Charles Smith. Charles Eddie Smith, he's listed officially. And the inbounds pass is stolen away by Eddie Smith. Smith driving. And in transition the shot's no good. Taking a look there at the drive.
The foul on Christ School, number 10, Alec Winook, his first, team first.
So Winook picks up a foul. It'll be his first, team's first, and that sends the senior guard Eric Hopkins to the line. Hopkins is 3 for 4 from the line here in the tournament. He's hit 7 3-pointers for the Keenan Raiders. That is a team high in their 3 games here. In their first game, they lost to Sol Johnson 70-62. That was on Thursday, or excuse me, that was on Thursday or Wednesday. And then their second game was lost to Richland Northeast 55-54, and then lost to Christ King yesterday 74-63. First free throw was good for Hopkins. That makes it 11-3. Second one on the way. And he's perfect on them both. So that's going to make it an 11-4 ball game. As Hopkins has 4 points now, all 4 points for Keenan. And turning it over on the offensive end is Christ School. So Keenan trying to claw their way back into this one as they're trailing here by 7. They're taking a good look at Zach Norris, the head coach of the Raiders. That's Hopkins with the basketball. Down low on the right baseline now is Charles Eddie Smith, and pulling up from the right elbow is Jawan Allen, and the rebound goes to Christ School's Jalen Allen. Allen is signed with Wofford here in South Carolina. He's a 6'3" senior guard. He lost the ball from the pressure, and coming away with it is Eric Hopkins. In transition, Marcus Stroman driving the baseline, shot blocked, but they're going to say it's a foul. So foul on Christ School, and that will send Stroman to the free throw line. Picking up the foul is John Elmore. Elmore picks up his first and team's second. So Stroman at the line. He's 14 of 17 at the line in the tournament, and the first one is good. That makes it 11-5. Keenan has scored the last 3 points unanswered to crawl back to within 6 now. Keenan is averaging 59.7 points per game, but they're giving up an average of 66 to their opponents. Against Sol Johnson, they shot 34%. Against Richland Northeast, they shot 43% and shot 40% from the floor yesterday in their loss against Christ King. The free throw is good. That makes it now 11-6. And Christ School again turning it over on their offensive end. So back-to-back turnovers have allowed W.J. Keenan to get back into the ballgame here. Stroman with a bad shot off the backboard, but an offensive rebound for Keenan. The left wing three doesn't go for Hopkins, and Christ School pulls down the rebound. John Elmore up the left sideline. Stroman cutting him off, and Elmore pulls up his dribble. They'll reset back on the set up their half-court offense. In Christ School's second game yesterday, a travel there by the big man. That's Lloyd Burgess, the 6'10" junior. In Christ School's second game of the tournament yesterday, they lost to Wesleyan Christian 64-47. That game was played over in the auxiliary gym. Christ School is averaging 44 points in this tournament. Their opponents are averaging 53. They only shot 28% against Blanche Eli, the high school out of Florida. And Blanche Eli will be playing in the Classic 1 championship at 8:30 tonight. Blanche Eli will be playing St. John Bosco. And
Number 21, Charles Smith.
the two-pointer, the long two-pointer, good there for Charles Eddie Smith. And for Eddie Smith, that's his first bucket. And that makes it now 11-8. So this once was an 11-2 ball game. And Keenan has gone on a 6-0 run, thanks to turnovers on the offensive end for Christ School. John Elmore controlling the basketball. Marcus Stroman on him. Entry pass down low, but going through the fingers of Lloyd Burgess. Keenan comes away with it. It's another turnover by Christ School. Jump stop in the lane, but the shot blocked by Shannon Hale, blocking that out of bounds. And Hale aggressively swatting that one out of bounds. Take a look at the jump stop here. Hale coming from behind and denied. So Shannon Hale with the block, and good transition defense, doing a good job of getting back and deferring that shot. So with a three-pointer here, Keenan can tie the ball game up. Right baseline pass, but the shot is short for Burgess. And the rebound again now goes to Christ School. Down the low right baseline. Turnaround shot in the lane is no good for Alec Winuk, but he is fouled. So Winuk will head to the free throw line. Picking up the foul for Keenan is Eric Hopkins.
Eric Hopkins, his second, team fifth.
So Hopkins picks up his second and the fifth team foul. First free throw is good. That breaks a 6-0 run by Keenan. Score now 12-8. Second free throw, and that one gets a friendly roll. Alex Winuk, he's now got 4 points. And his Greenies are leading Keenan 13-8. Left corner three off the rim. Pulling down the rebound is Jalen Allen. Allen will push the tempo up the middle of the floor. Down to the low right block. They'll kick it out. It's a three ball for Elmore, and it rattles in good. That's going to make it 16-8 now. So Christ School answering the 6-0 run by Keenan with a 5-0 run of their own. Ball loose on the floor. Christ School coming away with it. John Elmore's out in front of the pack, taking it right to the rack, and the right-handed scoop is good for Elmore. It's now a double-digit lead. 18-8. That's the largest lead of the game for Christ School. Low left block, baseline shot. It's off the mark for Charles Eddie Smith. But a good tip in, and Keenan gets the bucket to go. That makes it 18-10 now. Shannon Hale with it. He'll defer to John Elmore. Elmore, a 6'3" junior guard. Picks up his dribble, but no pressure coming from Keenan. Driving is Winuk. Kicks out. Right corner three. And it's off the mark from Timothy Walker. Keenan back in transition. They'll run the break. Left corner wide open, staring down the three, but it airballs. So the shot no good there for Keenan. And back the other way, a blocking foul as Winuk driving the left side of the lane. Blocking foul.
On Keenan's number 10, Leontre Johnson.
That's Leontre Johnson.
Team 6.
Leontre Johnson did not play at all in the first 3 games for Keenan, so getting his first action here against Christ School. And Winuk at the free throw line. He's 5 of 6 at the line here at the Chick-fil-A Classic this year. Well, after that miss, make Winuk now 5 of 7. Against Wesleyan yesterday, Winuk had 18 points off of 6 of 9 shooting in 29 minutes. And that one doesn't go either for Winuk, so it remains an 18-10 ball game. And Marcus Stroman will walk it across the timeline. High on the right side there, that's now Leontre Johnson. Keenan keeping it on the perimeter now. Trying to penetrate that Christ School zone defense, driving the left baseline. Shot blocked out of bounds by Winuk. The shot from Charles Eddie Smith tried to float it over top of Winuk, but Winuk denying it and swatting it out of bounds. So a 7:20 to play here in the half. Keenan on the offensive end, trying to cut it to a 2-possession game. The three-pointer doesn't go for Leontre Johnson. Rebound to Winuk up the left side. Taking it to the rack, that's Timothy Walker. And they're going to say a foul on the floor. And picking up the foul there is Chris Bernard.
Foul on Keenan, number 12, Chris Bernard.
So Chris Bernard picks up his first and the team's 7th. So that will set up a 1-and-1 situation here for Christ School. Timothy Walker, the 6-foot freshman guard, heading to the free throw line. He's 0 for 3 at the free throw line. And he hits that one, though. So he'll see the second half of that bonus. And a timeout. So a 30-second timeout called here by Christ School's head coach David Gaines, and we'll take it as well with 7:10 to play in the first half. 19-10. So for the Christ School Greenies, I mean, you're probably asking yourself, wondering, what's a greenie? Well, we had to find that out as well. And before the broadcast, went over and talked to the head coach David Gaines, and, you know, what's a greenie, coach? And he says pretty much that back in the early 1900s, the Christ School football team received some hand-me-down uniforms from a college program, and as they went to play their first game in those uniforms that were all green, and they go and they play, and the opposition looks over and they say, hey, look at those greenies over there. And it's just stuck with them ever since. So ever since the early 1900s, they've been called the greenies. Free throw is good. That makes it 20-10. It's back to a 10-point lead for Christ School. And they say the cool thing about a greenie is that, you know, you don't really know exactly what a greenie is. So that's kind of what Christ School likes about that. Keenan down by 10. They kick out. They'll go across court to Stroman. Stroman, jump stop on the low left block. His left-handed scoop is too strong. It rattles out on him. And with the rebound there is Alex Winuk. Timothy Walker with it now. DJ Harvey, the 8th grader, with it. And 6'5" 8th grader down middle of the lane, turnaround shooting. It comes up short. The putback doesn't go either for Shannon Hale. And Hale then fouled on his second putback attempt. So Shannon Hale really asserting his 6'8" frame on the glass. A couple offensive boards. And picking up the foul is Mikhail Tolliver. For Tolliver, that will be his first. And the free throw does not go in for Hale. Mikhail Tolliver, a 5'9" sophomore guard, committing that foul there. And Shannon Hale's second free throw does go in, so it makes it 21-10. Keenan back the other way. They pass into the lane, stolen away by Jalen Allen, and then Allen fouled on the floor. So that's going to set up another free throw situation. And picking up the foul is Marcus Stroman. That's going to be his second in the team's. So a bonus situation now for Jalen Allen. And the Greenies of Christ School doing a lot of damage at the free throw line. That free throw good by Allen makes it 22-10. Allen is signed with Wofford. He's a 6'3" senior guard. He's 0 of 7 from the three-point line, but 4 of 5 from the free throw line coming into this game. After that make, he's now 5 of 6, and his 7th attempt here is good. So that's going to stretch the score now to 23-10. It was an 18-10 ball game, and now Christ School has gone on a 5-0 run. The closest Keenan has got was 11-8. But since that time, since it was 11-8, it's been a 12-2 run by Christ School. And another turnover on the offensive end by Keenan, but it's stolen away. Jalen Allen had his steal stolen back, and Keenan's shot at the rack doesn't go. Allen picks it up, and a lob pass in the lane is tipped and it's stolen away by Marcus Stroman. Stroman taking it to the rim, kicks it out, and a blocking foul on Christ School's Jalen Allen. So that will give Keenan the basketball on the baseline.
Christ School foul on number 2, Jalen Allen.
That's his first,
team third.
and the team's third. And so at the line to inbound is Eric Hopkins. Into the left corner to Javonte Davis. Catch and shoot three by Hopkins, and it goes in for Hopkins, making it 23-13 now. Hopkins has got 7 now here in the half. He's got 7 of Keenan's 13 points. Keenan showing his own defense here with the stretched out arms. Left side of the lane, Shannon Hale. A return pass is stolen away by Marcus Stroman. A pass to the man trailing to Hopkins. His three doesn't go. Rebound put back up, banks it in. Javonte Davis makes it 23-15. That's Davis's first bucket. That cuts it to an 8-point lead with just under 5 minutes to go here in the half. Christ School keeping it on the perimeter, and a timeout called by Christ School. Looks like they're going to stretch it to a full timeout. So Coach David Gaines in his 15th season calling the full timeout with 4:43 to play in the half. As it's been a 5-0 run for Keenan, they've clawed back to an 8-point deficit. Again, want to talk about Christ School. This is a program that has produced 19 Division I players since 2005. They're located just south of Arden, which is south of Asheville. And talking to Coach Gaines before the game, he's telling me how he was an alum at Christ School. Said he played basketball there. He said they weren't very good when he was playing basketball, but man, since he's taken the head coaching job, they have seen a lot of success. In his 15th year, 384 wins for Christ School. They've won 6 of the last 8 state championships in North Carolina, and they finished 32-5 last year. So maybe didn't have a whole lot of success as a player, but he has definitely seen a lot of success as a head coach. They've been averaging 44 points per game, and talking to him before the game, he said really their downfall in this tournament so far has just been rebounding. They just haven't been able to rebound, and that hasn't been the case here against Keenan. They've been pounding the offensive glass and getting those second chance points. So Christ School with it on the offensive end now. Left for the arc driving. DJ Harvey lost it in the lane, but it goes off of Keenan. Looks like it goes off of Charles Eddie Smith, number 21 there. And inbounding on the offensive baseline now is John Elmore with Charles Smith guarding. Over the top, looping it. Shannon Hale with it. He'll defer to Elmore. Elmore running the offense for the Greenies. Left wing for Harvey. Left baseline. Driving is Winook. His shot blocked out of bounds from behind. That's Charles Eddie Smith. He seems to be everywhere. Seeing the shot there of Zach Norris. Get his defense to get a stop here as they're down by just 8 with 4:22 to play in the first half. In between the circles now is Jalen Allen. Picking up his dribble, cross court to Elmore. And there's going to be a foul away from the basketball. I believe it's going to be a foul on Keenan. And picking up that foul, I believe, is Javonte Davis. Yep, they announced over the public address it is Javonte Davis, his first and team's 10th. So for the final 4:11 of the half, Christ School will be in the double bonus. And that could really hurt the Raiders trying to climb back into this one. First free throw is good there by Shannon Hale. Makes it 24-15. That one's good as well. Back to a 10-point lead for the Greenies. The Raiders really need some points on offense here. It's Eric Hopkins with it. In the left corner is Javonte Davis, swinging it around. Into their motion offense here as the clock ticks under 4 minutes. For Kenan, they're 0-3 in the tournament. This is a consolation game here at the Chick-fil-A Classic as that three rattles out on Chris Bernard. Rebound over to Winuk. Outlet pass up the left side to Elmore in the lane. Not handling the basketball is Jalen Allen, and coming away with it is Charles Smith. Stroman on the perimeter, crossing over. Jump stop in the lane. The right-handed scoop to the rack is good for Stroman. That makes it 25-17. Stroman's got 4 now. Kenan getting into their zone defense. Catch and shoot 3 from the right corner. It's too strong. But then looks like an over-the-back call. As he's taking a look there at Marcus Stroman, the crossover into the lane. Good athleticism going right to the hoop for Stroman. And that was his first bucket of the game, but he had 2 free throws before, so he's now got 4 points. And it was an over-the-back call on Shannon Hale on that last rebound, so Hale picks up his first, team's 4th. And Kenan with the ball on the offensive end. Clock now ticking under 3 minutes in an 8-point ball game. Stroman splashes the net with that 3-pointer. Marcus Stroman with the last 5 points for the Raiders. And it's now a 5-point ball game. It's the closest they've been since it was 11-8. Into the lane, Shannon Hale climbing high for the pass, and he turns around and banks it in. That's just too much size for Kenan down in the lane. Hale's now got 6, and it's a 27-20 ball game. Pass on the free throw line is deflected. Winuk back the other way. Driving is Elmore, baseline, up and under, scoop good for Elmore, makes it 29-20. And then Kenan turning it over on the baseline. That's Winuk again coming away with it. Jump stop lane, right-handed runner is good, 31-20. So it's back to an 11-point game off of 3 straight buckets. Kenan had got to within 5. Now 3 straight buckets from Hale, Elmore, and Winuk. In the lane, shot blocked by Hale. Hale blocking the shot of Charles Smith. Ball loose on the baseline, and it's going to roll off of Christ School. So the ball over to Kenan. Or excuse me, it rolls off of Kenan, ball over to Christ School. So the Greenies will have the basketball, taking a good look there at John Elmore. Elmore's a 6'3" junior guard for Coach Gaines. In this game so far, Elmore has 6 points. Elmore across the timeline, staring down that zone defense of the Raiders. Clock now under a minute and a half to play in the half. Jalen Allen on the perimeter. And it looks like there's going to be a foul away from the basketball. I believe it's going to be an offensive foul. Nope, they say 3-second violation, so lane violation here. And Coach Gaines wondering who was in the lane for 3 seconds. As the ball over to Kenan. Just over a minute. Kenan trying to get back into it here in the first half. Top of the key, that's Marcus Stroman. Spinning free throw line, kicks out. Quick bounce pass, low left block, but he'll kick it back out. Is Charles Smith, and Stroman with it now, driving in the lane. The runner airballs, but a whistle. And they're going to say that he got fouled on the shot. And picking up the foul is Timothy Walker.
The Christ School foul on number 1, Timothy Walker.
His first,
team
and
5th.
the team's 5th. So Stroman at the line. 14 of 17 at the line is Stroman. As he hits the first one, makes it 31-21. He's now 3 for 3 from the line here in the first half. Exactly a minute to play. In a 10-point ball game, Stroman trying to make it 9, but his free throw is too strong. And Elmore with the rebound for Christ School. Here comes the 3/4 court pressure. And Elmore breaks it easily. And in between the circles now is Jalen Allen. Defers back to Elmore. Looks like he's going to keep it out at half court and just let time tick down. And Keenan looks like content not to pressure the basketball. So no closely guarded 5-second count will be on as long as Keenan doesn't approach the basketball and provide pressure. The next game of this consolation bracket, there's actually a game going on right now in the auxiliary gym. It pits Miller School against Roberts Vote. So that game going on, and then later on in the consolation bracket is Hillcrest and Spring Valley. And Christ School turns it over. Back the other way is Stroman at the buzzer. The right-handed scoop is good for Stroman. So Christ School waiting to take the shot. Comes back to bite him as Marcus Stroman taking it coast to coast, making it a 31-23 ball game here at the half. Christ School will take an 8-point lead in at the break. I want to thank you for watching the 11th annual Chick-fil-A Classic. As Christ School leading by 8. We'll be back with the second half after this.
South Carolina Army National Guard, and by GCEF, the Greater Columbia Educational Advancement Foundation. More support for this year's tournament provided by AFLAG, by First Citizens Bank, Palmetto Golden Pawn, by Northeast Trophies, the official awards provider of the Chick-fil-A Classic, and by Enviro Ag Science. plays. Shannon Hale leads Christ School with 31 points. Make that 10 points for Shannon Hale. John Elmore with 9, 6 points for Alec Winook, 4 for Jalen Allen, and 2 for Timothy Walker. For Keenan, 10 points for Marcus Stroman, 7 for Eric Hopkins, and 2 points each for Charles Smith, Javante Davis, and Chris Bernard.
Just about ready to start the second half of the Christ School W.J. Keenan game in the consolation bracket. And here in tournament style basketball, as opposed to playing 4 8-minute quarters, as you usually see on the high school level in regular season play or even playoff play, here in tournament style they're playing 2 halves of 16 minutes. So kind of more of a college style, but instead of playing 2 20-minute halves, they're just going to combine the 2 quarters and make it 2 16-minute halves. And Keenan will start the basketball first. Keenan only shot 28% from the floor in that first half. Christ School shot 53%. And another big difference was that free throws. Keenan sent Christ School to the line 15 times, which they made 10 of those free throws. Keenan never led in that first half. Christ School got 8 second chance points, 18 points in the paint, and they beat Keenan on the boards, 20 rebounds to 11. And that was one of the big keys, talking to Christ School head coach David Gaines before the game, was that he said, you know, when we rebound the basketball, we play good, and when we don't, we lose. So that's what's different so far, rebounding and free throws. That's Marcus Stroman in the lane, trying to power that one up to the rack. A lot of contact, but no whistle. Back the other way, DJ Harvey driving in the lane, and a charge back the other way. DJ Harvey charging right into the planted Chris Bernard. Bernard had his feet set. Taking a look at it here, Bernard, feet set, standing still, and Harvey just plows right over him. So Harvey picks up the foul there. That'll be his first. Harvey had no points in the first quarter. He did have 2 rebounds, picks up his first foul there. And so with it 31-23, Keenan with the ball, continuing to try to get back into this ball game. They trailed by as many as, the largest deficit was by 13 there in the first half, with the score at 11-8. That was about as close as Keenan would get, but then Christ School would answer that with a 12-2 run to make it 23-10. Keenan 3-pointer here off the right side of the rim doesn't go for Eric Hopkins. And ball tipped out of bounds by Christ School, so Keenan will have another look at the basket. And then so with the score 23-10, and then it was 25-20. Keenan got back in it there within 5. Well, to end that first half, Christ School went on an 8-3 run as they now lead 31-23. Marcus Stroman, the USC commit with the basketball, crossing over, jump stop middle of the lane, and he's going to draw a foul. So that will send Stroman to the free throw line. And picking up the foul for Christ School is Jalen Allen.
His second.
It's his second and the team's second. So Stroman at the line. Stroman at the line in that first half. He was 3 of 4, and he hits this one. So Keenan has the first points of the second half at 31-24. There is another game going on in the consolation bracket in the auxiliary gym. Just across the hall is Miller School and Robertsville, and then the second game of today's broadcast here at the Chick-fil-A Classic.com will be a consolation champion between Hillcrest and Spring Valley. That game will be coming up at 1:45. That one tips. The second free throw was good as well, making it now 31-25. Pass across court to DJ Harvey, and they'll keep it out on the perimeter. The pressure coming, trapping on Jalen Allen. He goes cross court, and John Elmore almost stepping on that out of bounds line, but instead takes one dribble, takes a shot from the outside, and it's no good, but a rebounding foul on Christ School. And the foul going on, I believe that's going to be on Shannon Hale.
Christ School foul on number 2, Jalen Allen. That's his third.
Nope, not Shannon Hale. It's going to be on Jalen Allen, his third, team's third. So Hale getting a hand in there and fouling the rebounder. So with the score 31-25, Keenan has the ball on the offensive end. Setting up their half-court offense around the perimeter. And almost a backcourt violation, but saving it there was Marcus Stroman. Saves it right through his teammate Eric Hopkins. Stroman fires a 3, but it's off the mark. Rebound goes to DJ Harvey up the left side. It's John Elmore plowing over the Keenan defender. No whistle, shot doesn't go. Back the other way in transition. Bernard on the move on the baseline to Javonte Davis, but then he lost it as it's poked out of bounds. And Keenan will have to inbound on the offensive baseline. So missing some transition points there in that first half. Christ School outscored Keenan on the break 14-4. So Christ School getting 10 more points on the fast break than did Keenan. In the lane, the right-handed floater comes up empty for Marcus Stroman. And getting behind the Keenan defense all alone underneath the hoop is Alex Winuk. That pass coming from John Elmore. And Winuk's bucket makes it now 33-25. And pass goes through the hands of Eric Hopkins. Kicking it out there. And taking a look at the bucket in transition. That's Alex Winuk, the 6'6" junior forward, just getting behind Keenan there. And a good pass from John Elmore, able to see the whole floor. That pass came from beyond half court. And it gives Christ School an 8-point lead now. They've led by as many as 13. A backdoor cut is tipped, and Keenan comes away with the steal. It's Eric Hopkins in transition. Is Stroman, pass middle of the lane, the high banker. It goes in for Javonte Davis. Makes it 33-27. Davis has got 4 now for the game. And a steal at half court, that's Marcus Stroman taking it right to the hoop, and he's fouled. Count the bucket and the foul. Shannon Hale with the foul. And Marcus Stroman makes it a 4-point game with the opportunity to make it a 3-point game here at the line. Marcus Stroman, just a junior at Keenan. Take a look here at the nice little pass in the lane to Javonte Davis. Middle of the lane, he banked it in just before Stroman's bucket. And that makes it now 33-30 after Stroman's free throw. And that's going to be a timeout now. So a timeout on the floor. 30-second timeout. Let's talk about Marcus Stroman. Just as a junior at 6'2", he's already displayed enough caliber to have committed to the University of South Carolina. So that's where Stroman will be playing basketball. Not next year, but 2 years from now. He's still got another year at Keenan. And Marcus Stroman played all 36 minutes in the game on Thursday against Richland Northeast. That game went into overtime, and it was eventually won by Aaron Scott of R&E that literally hit a 27-foot three at the buzzer with 2 seconds to go. He pulled up from 27 feet out. Not only did he hit it, but he banked it in. So Aaron Scott gave R&E their first win of the tournament, and then R&E went on to lose yesterday to Blanche Eli. So Blanche Eli has advanced to play in the Classic 1 championship game against St. John Bosco. That game will be played at 8:30 tonight. It'll be the nightcap. Right corner three, and it's good for Timothy Walker. Walker, the freshman guard, makes it 36-30. And that's Walker's first bucket of the game. Excuse me, that's his second. He had 2 in the first half. He's now got 5 for the game. Low right block, pump fake, going back up, blocked from behind by Elmore, and a quick shuffle pass on the baseline, and making the bucket there is Javonte Davis. Davis with another bucket here in the second half. It's back to a 4-point game. 4-point game, and Davis has got 6 now. In that left corner, that's Walker with it. Gives a little jab step, and he'll let Elmore run the offense on the perimeter. Jump stop in the lane, a spin on the baseline. The ball is loose. Keenan fighting for it, but middle of the lane coming away with it is Jalen Allen. The spin move is short off the front side of the rim, and with it is Jacoby Ferguson now of Keenan, and I believe Shannon Hale just reached in and committed a foul. So Hale commits the foul, and he's got 3 now.
High school foul on number 23, Shannon Hale, his second team.
Well, they say 2. They say 2 over the PA, so we'll go with the official's announcement. So 2 with Shannon Hale, and Keenan down by 4, and 11.5 to play in regulation. Marcus Stroman setting up. Into the left corner, it's a catch and shoot 3 for Chris Bernard. Doesn't go down, ball loose, and saving it for going out of bounds is Javonte Davis, and he saves it right to Eric Hopkins. Good move by Davis, able to keep the possession alive for the Raiders. Now Chris Bernard with it. In the block, that's Javonte Davis spinning around. Left-handed hook doesn't go. Rebound, Charles Smith. He wants to go back up, but he's stripped, and John Elmore comes away with it there for Christ School. So Keenan not able to take advantage of a couple possessions there. They'll have to get a stop on the defensive end. Jalen Allen fakes a pass into the post and then keeps it on the perimeter. Catch and shoot 3 for Allen. It's off to the right, no good. Ball tipped. Davis tips it right to Stroman. Stroman pushing the tempo, kicks it out. Right corner 3 for Hopkins. No, he's going to decide otherwise. Drives in, picks up his dribble. Looked like Hopkins wanted to take that 3 in transition, but they'll keep it in a half-court style here. And Marcus Stroman now directing traffic. Swinging it around the horn, getting in the passing lane, stealing away with Spencer Osborne. And Osborne will slow things down, and a pass into the lane, stolen away by Eric Hopkins. Back the other way, that's Stroman. Stroman driving, shuffles it to Javonte Davis, and his shot is ripped going back up. And that's Jalen Allen now coming away with it. Allen pulls up with a 3-pointer, rattling in and out, no good. Rebound to Charles Eddie Smith, and he'll hand it off to Marcus Stroman. And Keenan will slow things down here. Been seeing a pretty fast pace on the past few minutes. Middle of the lane, Charles Eddie Smith shooting over the top of Winook, but it doesn't go down. And rebound comes to Jalen Allen. Allen will let Elmore bring it up the floor. So now 9.5 to play in regulation. In a 4-point ball game, Keenan trailed 31-23 at the half. They trailed by as many as 13 in the first half. Dealing with a 4-point deficit here, but Christ School has the ball. Jalen Allen, right corner 3 now for Timothy Walker. It's a no-go. Rebound off to Eric Hopkins. Hopkins up the middle of the floor. That's Stroman with the basketball. Stroman working on Elmore, shoots over the top. It's way off the mark, though, didn't even draw iron. But the offensive rebound goes to Chris Bernard. And then a left wing 3. That one's off the mark for Hopkins. And then a foul. Nope, double dribble. We're going to say double dribble by Alex Winook in the backcourt. Winook trying to force the ball up in transition. And Coach Gaines of Christ School got his hands on his hip, doesn't like it. But it's a double dribble. And the ball over to Keenan. So Keenan has never led in this ball game, but they're still kind of just hanging around with 8:45 to play. Keenan will have the ball on the offensive baseline. That's going to be Eric Hopkins to trigger the inbounds pass, the 6'2" senior. He goes over the top, left elbow. It's Marcus Stroman. Quick pass on the baseline back to Hopkins, and he'll bring it out on the perimeter. Right wing three ball, and it's in there. Chris Bernard splashes the net with that shot, and it pulls Keenan to within one. It's the closest they've been the entire game at 36-35. The closest they've been since the initial tip. Christ School scored the first 8 points of the ballgame to go up on Keenan 8-0. In the lane, losing is Elmore. Back the other way, it's a 2-on-1 break. And in the lane, the trailer, the right-handed scoop does not fall. But the rebound putback does go for Chris Bernard. No, that's Marcus Stroman with the tip. Missing the right-handed scoop was Jawan Allen. But Keenan has their first lead of the game at 37-36. On the baseline, that's Shannon Hale driving. Count the bucket and the foul. Hale with the bucket and the foul.
The foul on number 33, Jaquan
and
Allen,
picking up the foul is Jawan Allen. Let's take a look here at Shannon Hale. Hale driving right around Jawan Allen, and not a lot of contact there, but Allen just grazing the elbow. That's an Allen on Hale there. And Hale's three-point play is good. So just as Keenan had gone on top, Christ School answers with a three-point play from Shannon Hale. Three-pointer out of the corner doesn't go. Rebound to DJ Harvey. Harvey gives to the 6'8" senior Shannon Hale. Back to Harvey, and now Elmore with it, looking at the zone defense of Keenan. Both teams have played zone majority of the game. Went up. Nice pass on the baseline, and Shannon Hale, the two-hand jam from Hale. He's got the last 5 points for Christ School, so they now lead it by 4. Quick pass, left baseline, shot good by Charles Eddie Smith. Makes it 41-39. Christ School with it in the backcourt. Elmore swings it around, left corner for Winuk. Jab step, brings it back inside. He hesitates, now he drives. Count the bucket and the foul. I believe it's going to be Marcus Stroman. It is. Marcus Stroman commits the foul. Let's take a look at the little jab step. Winuk, then driving the baseline, and then fouled right there. You see the foul from Stroman. But a strong finish from Winuk allows him to finish that play, and he finishes with the free throw as well. So it's now 44-39, a 5-point ball game. Keenan had a 1-point lead at 37-36, and now they turn it over on the other end, throwing it out of bounds. They turn it over without a shot. And with just under 7 minutes to play in regulation, Christ School with the basketball in a 5-point lead. That's DJ Harvey with it. Left of the arc is Elmore. Winuk almost had it stripped from Stroman, but instead it's going to be a reach-in foul. Stroman picks up the personal.
The foul is on Keenan. Number 1, Marcus Stroman, his 4th.
It's his 4th and the team's 3rd. So Stroman only has one more foul before fouling out of this game. In fact, Marcus Stroman fouled out of their first game against Sol Johnson. He had 26 points in that game and 6 rebounds, but fouled out. And he shot 8 of 18 from the floor against Sol Johnson. That was on Wednesday night. Left of the arc now is DJ Harvey, the 8th grader. Low left block, going right over the top is Lloyd Burgess, but it goes in and out on him. And the ball goes out of bounds off of Keenan, not able to reel it in there on the baseline is Javonte Davis. And so the 6'8" Shannon Hale will now inbound. No one guarding the inbounds pass for Keenan. They go over top to Winuk. Harvey in the lane, stolen away. Eric Hopkins with it, back the other way. That's Marcus Stroman taking it right to the hoop, and it goes off to the left. Contact there on the shot, no whistle. Back the other way, Christ School. Winuk, low right block for Lloyd Burgess. And they're going to say an offensive foul on Lloyd Burgess. Backing into the defender. And Lloyd Burgess picks up his first in the team's 6th. So the next foul by Christ School will put Keenan in the bonus with just under 6 minutes to play. And Keenan can use some free throws here, down by 5. in that first half, Keenan was pretty solid at the line. They were 5 of 6 at the line as a team. Top of the key for Stroman. Right wing for Hopkins, into the right corner for Javonte Davis. Right elbow, that's Jawan Allen. Stroman to Allen, baseline, banks it in. 44-41. Allen with the bucket. Back the other way is Winuk in the corner. He lost the dribble, and on the floor is Eric Hopkins with it. He rolls it to Javonte Davis, but then Keenan's head coach, Zach Norris, calls the timeout. And so with 5:20 to play, Zach Norris calling the timeout to save the possession for his Raiders. And Keenan will have the basketball down by just 3, 44-41. Keenan trailed by as many as 13 in the first half. They trailed by 8 here in the second half. They led 37-36, but since they led 37-36, Christ School then countered that with a 8-4 run. They've gone back on top, but Keenan still within striking distance here. And some other games going on today.
Dinners and meals, $1 fundraiser tickets. So
taking a look there at Christ School's head coach David Gaines. He's been there for a long time. It's his 15th season. He's won 6 state championships. In fact, they won 6 of the last 8 there at Christ School. He was the 2011 Asheville Times Coach of the Year. His 350th win came last year. He's got a total of 384 wins in 15 years. So Coach Gaines doing a terrific job there at Christ School in Arden. And they've won this Chick-fil-A Classic tournament 3 years. They won it 3 years in a row from 07, 08, and 09. The long three off the mark straight away for Stroman, but the rebound goes to Javonte Davis. Fighting in the lane, his off-balance shot doesn't go, and the rebound goes to Elmore. So Christ School continue to find a way to rebound the basketball. They out-rebounded Keenan in the first half 20-11. Although talking to Coach Gaines, Christ School has got a younger team. They don't have as much depth as they've had in the past. And that's hurt them, but they still making that transition to compete for another state championship. Shannon Hale fouled there by Chris Bernard. And Chris Bernard picks up
number 12, Chris
his
Bernard.
second.
That's his second.
And the team's fourth. So inbounding on the offensive baseline is Christ School. Looks like Christ School thought the foul had went to them, and they were not ready to inbound, but now they are. And a pass at half court, almost stolen away by Marcus Stroman. They say they went over and back. A backcourt violation here in a 3-point ball game and 4.5 to go. Keenan continuing to hang around. Christ School really not able to put the final nail in the coffin on Keenan, and with 4.5 to play, they'll inbound at half court. The official comes over and talking there with Coach Gaines of Christ School. Coach Gaines didn't believe it was a backcourt violation, thought that the basketball was tipped. But the official sees it another way. And Keenan with it. Left wing is Hopkins. That's now Stroman. Back to Hopkins. Catch and shoot 3 from the left wing, and it's good. That's going to tie it up at 44. Hopkins with the 3-pointer. Hopkins has got 2 of those in the game. He's now got 10 for the game. And they're tied at 44. Each team looking for their first win in the Chick-fil-A Classic Tournament. Elmore's 3 doesn't go. Rebound into the hands of Jawan Allen. Stroman back the other way. Gives to Hopkins, trying for another one. This one's off the mark, though. The putback doesn't go for Chris Bernard. And the rebound into the hands of Jalen Allen. Allen up the right side, setting up on the perimeter. Shannon Hale with it. Going to the rack, and he banks it in. Going right over top Jawan Allen. That makes it 46-44. 3.5 to play now. Free throw line. Trying to feed it past the Hopkins on the baseline, but it's tipped. Coming away with it is Timothy Walker. In the front court, back the other way, Eric Hopkins out in front of the pack, and he lays it up and in. 46 all again. Back to a tie ball game. Elmore controlling. It's Jalen Allen now to Walker. This is the 2011 Chick-fil-A, or the 2012 Chick-fil-A Classic Tournament, the 11th annual tournament. Right wing, 3-ball here, rattles out by Jalen Allen, and a whistle underneath the hoop. It's going to be a rebounding foul on Christ School. That's Shannon Hale.
Shannon Hale, his third.
It's his third.
Team 7.
And the team 7, so that does put Keenan in the bonus, and that's a place that they've wanted to be. They put Christ School in the bonus very early in the first half. Christ School shot 15 free throws compared to just 6 for Keenan in that first half, but now it's Keenan the first to the bonus here in the second half. And the free throw rattles out, though, on Chris Bernard. So it's all for naught, and it stays a 46-all ball game with 2:40 to play. Keenan getting into their zone defense. See them with the stretched out arms. Top of the key for Elmore. Jab step, pulls up his dribble, keeps it on the outside. They pass into the lane to Winuk, stolen away. Out in front of the pack, Eric Hopkins banks it in off the glass. Keenan, their largest lead of the game at 2, 48-46, with just over 2 minutes to go. Keenan came into the game 6-3, looking for their 7th win of the year. In the left corner, now in the low left block is Winuk. And a foul on Keenan. Let's take a look here at the pass and the steal. Stroman throwing it into the front court. Eric Hopkins just behind everybody, and an easy shot for Eric Hopkins, the senior guard. And giving Keenan the lead. The right corner 3 doesn't go for Winuk. Again, Hopkins out in front of everyone, and you've seen the replay before, and pretty much seeing the same shot there. Hopkins with back-to-back buckets has given Keenan a 4-point game at 50-46. And Christ School has fallen behind with under 2 minutes to go. In the right corner is Shannon Hale. Jump stop on the low right block. He goes up and he's fouled. So Shannon Hale will head to the line for a couple of free throws.
Keenan foul on number 33, Jaquan Allen, his third.
Jaquan Allen, third foul, team 6. Let's look at Shannon Hale's drive here. Is that quick jump stop in the lane, and right there you see the foul on the arm. The free throw is good for Hale. That makes it 47-50. With 1:41 to play. A good look there at the senior forward going to Alabama next year. He misses that free throw, so it stays a 3-point ball game. At half court now is the USC commit, Marcus Stroman. University of South Carolina, of course, not the USC Trojans. He'll be a Gamecock in 2 years. Top of the key for Javonte Davis. Gives up to Stroman. Stroman calling the offensive play with the hand signal there. Elmore out to guard him on the perimeter. And a reach-in foul on Elmore, so that will send Stroman to the line. And that's where Marcus Stroman wants to be. He's 14 of 17 from the line coming into this game in the tournament. And for this game, Marcus Stroman is 3 of 4. So he wants to be at the line in a 1-and-1 situation. The first free throw by Stroman is good. So it's 51-47 now. Marcus Stroman against Christ King yesterday. Didn't have a great day shooting the basketball. He went 5 of 19 from the floor. He did have 16 points in 32 minutes, played every minute of that ball game. And the second free throw is good as well, 52-47. And he played all 36 minutes against Richland Northeast, and he fouled out of their first game of the tournament against Sol Johnson. Spinning baseline, left-handed, good-looking shot there by Jalen Allen. That makes it 52-49 with under a minute to play. Keenan looking to get into their delay game here. And the pressure on the basketball comes from Allen. Out at half court, that's Eric Hopkins continuing to delay. Hand off now to Chris Bernard. The pressure coming from Christ School. Bernard shakes it, gives off to Stroman. And Keenan trying to milk the clock here in a blocking foul on Christ School's Jalen Allen. Will send Stroman back to the line. Let's take a look at the shot here by Jalen Allen. Look at that pretty spin move on the baseline, the left-handed floater. Doesn't get any better than that. Jalen Allen, that shot from him pulls his team to within 3. But Marcus Stroman trying to stretch it out to a 2-possession game for the Keenan Raiders. with 34 seconds to go. And he missed it. So it'll stay a 3-point ball game. And there's a whistle on the floor. It looks like there was a towel girl on the floor cleaning up. And so Marcus Stroman may get a chance at another shot here. Nope, they're going to say that Marcus Stroman shot the basketball, and that's that. The Kenan bench is wondering why they even allowed him to shoot when there was a towel girl out on the floor, wiping up some sweat that was on the floor. But anyways, it's going to stay a 3-point ball game, and Christ School has it on the offensive end. It's Shannon out. Shannon Hale with it. And the bucket good by Shannon Hale in the lane, and that's going to induce a timeout from David Gaines. So Christ School calls a timeout, down by 1 with 21 seconds to play. And Coach Gaines going over the game plan with his school. Let's take a look at the shot here by Shannon, right here by Shannon Hale on the right side of the lane, just pulling up, just using that 6'8" frame to shoot right over top the defender, Javonte Davis. And that's a 6'3" Javonte Davis there as number 14. Davis trying to guard a 6'8" player. Shannon Hale just shooting right over top of him. Take a look there at the dancing cow. You don't see that every day. So the dancing cow, the Chick-fil-A mascot, been here all week. This tournament started on Wednesday. It will conclude here tonight in the Classic 1 championship game is St. John Bosco against Blanche Eli at 8:30. And then in the Classic 2 championship game at 7 o'clock is AC Flora against Deerfield Beach. So those are your 2 championship games right there. This is a consolation game here right now, and the next consolation game will be against Spring Valley and Hillcrest. That will tip at 1:45. So Kenan with the ball in a slim 1-point lead. They've trailed by as many as 13 in this game. They trailed most of the second half. But with 19 seconds to play, Kenan has the basketball. The ball there was tipped out of bounds, so Kenan will have to inbound once again. Inbounding the basketball there for Kenan. That's Jawan Allen. Gives it off to Javonte Davis. Davis hands off to Stroman, and Stroman calls a timeout. So Kenan with the timeout and 16.2 seconds to go. A timeout for head coach Zach Norris.
Full timeout taken by Kenan.
Zach Norris and his Kenan Raiders finished 23-4 last year with a region title. That was the 5th consecutive year they've won the region in 10 of the last 12 years. But they lost in the 3rd round of the state playoffs. That ended back-to-back state title runs for Kenan. In Kenan's first game, they lost to Sol Johnson 70-62. In their second game, they lost to Richland Northeast 55-54. And then in their third game, yesterday, they lost to Christ King 74-63. So with 16.2 seconds to go here, both these teams trying to vie for their first win of the Chick-fil-A Classic Tournament. Christ School out of North Carolina, that's a team that has won the Chick-fil-A tournament 3 times. They won it 2007, 2008, and 2009. And Kenan has gone 0-3 in this tournament, so they're looking for their first win as well. So both ball clubs wanting to win here. They don't want to go 0-for in the tournament. They want to head into their Christmas break with a win from the Chick-fil-A Classic Tournament. I want to take this time to wish everyone watching on ChickFilAClassic.com or on PlayOnSports.com a thank you for watching, and I want to wish you happy holidays and a Merry Christmas as well, as the Christmas season is approaching here. And in the backcourt, they're going to say out of bounds off of Kenan. That's Chris Bernard losing it out of bounds, and so Christ School will have the opportunity they've been looking for with 14 seconds to play. Down by 1, they'll have a chance to take the final shot. Christ School led 31-23 at the half. They led by as many as 13 in the second half. And in the majority of the second half, it was a lot of Christ School as well. They had the lead at 41-39, but then Kenan was able to tie it up at 44 all with about 5 minutes to play in the half. And then with it at 46 all, Kenan scored back-to-back buckets to take a 50-46 lead, and then led 52-47. That 5-point lead is the largest lead for Kenan of the game. For Christ School, they led by as many as 13 on the floor for Kenan right now. That's Javonte Davis, Chris Bernard, Marcus Stroman, Jawan Allen, and Eric Hopkins are the 5 defenders for Kenan. They're on the floor waiting for Christ School to break the huddle. The Chick-fil-A Classic Tournament wrapping up here today. It's been going on since Wednesday. Wrap up with a championship game. The Classic 1 championship game with St. John Bosco against Blanche Eli. And then the Classic 2 championship game, AC Flora against Deerfield Beach. That game at 7. The Classic 1 game at 8:30. Inbounding now is DJ Harvey. That's to Elmore. The clock starts to move. Elmore working on the defense of Stroman. Elmore, a bounce pass in the back door is off the mark to Jalen Allen. And so with 6.9 seconds to go, Christ School doesn't even get a shot off. What could be their final possession of the game. And Christ School looking to foul here, and they're going to foul Eric Hopkins. So that will send Hopkins to the free throw line. And fouling quickly there was Spencer Osborne for Christ School.
Hello, Christ School, number 15.
Well, no, that's 15, not 14. That's DJ Harvey picking up the foul, his third. And that will send Hopkins to the line for a double bonus. So Hopkins can stretch it to a 3-point lead here for the Kenan Raiders and force Christ School into a 3-point attempt. First free throw by Hopkins is good. It's going to stretch it to 53-51 now. As a team, Kenan was 5 of 6 at the line in that first half. Christ School shot just 3 3-pointers in the first half, hitting 1 of them. And the second free throw is good as well. That makes it 54-51. And calling the timeout now will be Kenan. They're going to stretch that to a full timeout. And with 5.4 seconds to play, Christ School needs a 3-point play, either in the form of a shot from beyond the arc or an and-one call on a made bucket. Taking a look at the coaching staff there of Christ School, led by David Gaines there in the striped collared shirt. David Gaines in his 15th season. In fact, is an alum of Christ School. Played basketball there as well. Talking to him before the game. They weren't as good as they are now that he's a coach. In fact, he said they weren't very good when he played, but as he's been a coach here his last 15 years, they've won 6 of the last 8 state championships. They finished 32-5 last year, and he has been leading a program that has produced 19 Division I players since 2005, so a lot of pride taking it in Christ School basketball. And you can now add his current product, Shannon Hale, to that list. That'll be the 20th player to go Division I. Shannon Hale, the 6'8" senior, wearing number 23. You see him come into your screen there. He's a 6'8" forward that is already signed with Alabama. So this could potentially be the final play of the game. It goes to Elmore. Clock moving at half court. Left wing 3 up for DJ Harvey. It's off the mark. And Kenan will take the win as Harvey can't hit the shot at the buzzer. Kenan wins it 54-51. The Kenan Raiders improve to 7-3 on the year, and Christ School falls to 12-4 on the year, with 3 of those losses coming here at the Chick-fil-A Classic Tournament. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in on PlayOnSports.com and ChickFilAClassic.com. The next game coming up will be at 1:45. It'll pit Hillcrest against Spring Valley. I'm Lucas Vance saying so long and a Merry Christmas.